we talked about function in our previous session. A function has three elements. It has input, it has output, and a relation. If you put x into the function, then you get f of x as output. If you put t into the function, then you get f of t as output. If you put g into the function, you get f of g as output. But there is one rule, and that is you can only have one relationship between input and output. That's why a function must be single valued. All the inputs, all the possible inputs that goes into the function is called domain. And all the possible values that comes out of as output out of the function is called range. There are also other names for domain or range. Domain is also called argument and independent variable, that I assume you all are very much familiar with the concept. And then as for the range, is also called dependent variable. Domain, independent variables, and argument all are the name for one thing, the value that x may assume. Range and dependent variable also are the name for one thing, and that is to correspond to the value of x, the value that y or f of x assume. There is, as you can see, when we say independent variable, it means the value of x is not determined by any other things, but the value of y, the output, is determined by x. So the value of x is first to be determined, and the value of y is depend on the value of x. So now we know we have domain. It means all possible values that x can get, and range means all possible values that f of x or y assume. Now let's work with this concept through some practice. Imagine you are going to an amusement park. The entrance fee per person is $5. And each ride costs you $3. Now, let's say you are going with a friend. Let's see how much it costs you to go to this amusement park. First, we are going to write our function. Our function is f of x that equals $5, which is fixed for entrance fee per person, plus $3 per ride, depend on how many rides you get. So let's draw a table for that. You have x here that equals number of rides you get on, and you have y here, or f of x, which is total cost. Now, let's say you go to the park, but you don't get on any ride. You just walk around. So 0 times you get a ride. So you don't get a ride at all. We put 0 here. And our function is 5 plus 3 times 0, right? So your cost will be $5. Let's say you hop on one ride, so you get $5 entrance fee and $3 per ride, and you have one ride, so your total cost will be $8. So let's say you use two rides, and then you have 5 plus 3 times 2 equals to $11. Let's say you have three rides, and then you'd have 5 plus 3 times 3 equals to $14. And let's say you have four rides. Again, 5 plus 3 times 4 equals to $2. And what if you have 5 rides? 5 plus 3 times 5 equals to $20. So the domain is, which is set of numbers, is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you might want to use more right. And the range would be $5, 8, 11, 14, 16, 20, and possibly more. Now we can say that domain is all numbers that are greater than 0. We can assume it can go forever. That is why we put dots there. However, in reality, there are a maximum number of rides one person can go, right? And the range, we can say the range is all numbers that are greater than 5. As you can see, for each value of x in the domain, there is only one value of function or f of x in the range. Let's do another example. Let's say we have f of x equals to x squared plus 1. What does that mean? This means that the function f will square its argument and then add 1. Let's say we have f of 7. It means 7 squared plus 1. It means 50. Or we have f of minus 4. What does that mean? It means minus 4 to the second power plus 1. It means 16 plus 1, which is 17. F of t. It means t squared plus 1 equals t squared. What if we have f of x plus b? Then we'll have x plus b squared plus 1, which will be x squared plus 2xb plus b squared plus 1. Why is that? Because x plus b squared means x plus b times x plus b. In that case, x times x is x2 plus x times b is xb plus b times x is bx plus b times b is b to the second. We add these two up and then we'll have x2 plus 2xb plus b2, and we add 1. So the most elemental concept in a function is you always have input a function as output, right? You can also write the input and output of a function as an ordered pair. So you will have input, comma, output. We always write it this way. So it looks like x, comma, f of x. Let's say we have 3 and 9. It's written like this. Always input comes first and 9 second. That means the function takes 3 in and gives out 9. Let's say you have 2 and 4. It means the function takes 2 in and gives out 4. So a function can be defined as a set of ordered pairs. Let's say we have 2 and 4, 3 and 9, 7 and 49. This is a set of ordered pair. So 2 is related to 4, 3 is related to 9, and 7 is related to 49. So if you want to write a domain for this, we write domain as 2, 3, and 7. These are our independent variables or our arguments. They are inputs. And then we have range, which are 4, 9, and 49. These are our dependent variable or output. Let's do another example. Let's say we have a domain of 1, 2, -2, and 3. And also we have a rule that relates value of x to the y, or the function f of x equals x to the second power plus 3. So in order to write an ordered pairs for this function, we can put each of these arguments in the function. Let's say we put 1, and we'll have 1 to the second plus 3, we'll have 4. If we put 2 in the function, then we'll have 2 to the second power plus 3 equals 7. If we put -2 into the function, then we'll have -2 squared plus 3 will have 7, because -2 times -2 is 4. If we choose 3 and put it into the function, we'll have 3 squared plus 3, and we'll have 12. So our pairs, the answer to this question is 0, 3. This is our domain, this is our range. Then we'll have 1 and 4 is x and y. Then we'll have 2 and 7, again our x and y. We'll have -2 and 7, and we'll have 3 and 12. This is our range. So let's recap our lessons on function. A function relates inputs and outputs. A function takes elements from a set that is called domain, all inputs, and relate them to the elements of another set, which is range. It calls output. Every input produces only one output. A function can also be seen as an ordered pairs. You might ask, what is the benefit of an ordered pairs? The answer is we can graph them easily, which is going to be our next lesson. Before starting our next lesson, let's do some practice on function. Find the domain and range. Find the domain and range for the following set, which is 7 and 3 minus 2 minus 3, 5 and 8, 7 and 2. The second set is 8 and 11, 3 and 14, 0 and 9, 10 and 14. So find the domain and range for these sets. The next example is asking you to write a function for the following exam. There is a refreshment stand at the amusement park which sells lemonade according to following price structure, which is, let's say, drink size, and this is price, which is in dollars. So a container that with size 12 costs 99 cents, and size 16 costs $1.19. Size 24 costs $1.49, and size 48 costs $1.89. Now map out a diagram that illustrates the connection between the drink size and the price. So construct a mapping diagram between drink size and price. Determine the domain range, dependent variable, and independent variable. Given this information, what would be the price of a cup size 64? Next example is a table. Complete the table and write an equation for it. So we have a table where f of x equals to 2x plus 5, where x equals to minus 2, minus 1, 1, and 2. What would be f of x? So, given the domain minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2, graph 3x plus y equals 6. Using the function f of x equals to 5x minus 1, find f of 3 and graph it.